Is that everything?
Hello and welcome to a cheeky little bonus episode of
Is That Everything?
I'm David Thomas.
I'm Phoebe Mills.
We're just going to be answering some questions that you guys have sent.
Yeah,
in.
we thought we'd do that as I think this is going to be released between Christmas and New Year. Just something as a little bonus thing to get you through that little weird time where you don't know what's going on.
This is because there's actually very little Christmas programming on this year.
Yeah.
We were spoiled last year.
Yeah.
Doctor Who,
Yeah.
Gavin and Stacey,
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
What's there this year? I mean, you have a Christmas special out. Here we go. With Catherine Parkinson is on. Let's get in a Christmas special.
That's
So
true.
you get
My
to see
Christmas
Phoebe
special
on.
out on Here We Go.
Yeah, you were also great in the IT crowd, I just have to say.
Thanks.
Loved your
I
work
really
in that.
enjoyed doing the IT crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good laugh.
And
yeah.
I, Minecraft, Skadoosh, Kung Fu Panda, Nacho Libre. So
Anyway, so David, what's the first question?
So our first question, some of these have been kept anonymous. This first question is an example of that.
Such.
What do you both do outside of the podcast? So I don't know, like on my way here, like I took a train, I took a bus, like I think they just mean, in general.
Okay. Well, I think yours is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I am a comedian and a content creator and have been for the last about a year and a half now.
Wow, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it was like 11, 12 grueling years of customer service work. And that's about it. What about you?
Oh, God, what don't I do?
You're doing everything.
It is a little bit. So my main goal in life was to always be an actor and singer, and I trained in musical theatre.
Yes.
Then I did not like musical theatre when I finished it. Now I like it again, but not sure how much I want to get back into it.
Sure.
But I still warm my voice up on an almost daily basis.
Any musical theatre agents watching this?
Get me an Operation Mincemeat.
Get
that would
Operation
be a
Mincemeat.
dream.
You'd be great in that.
That would be a dream.
Yeah.
You and Montague. That's my bag. That is
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
of me. So I think the main things at the moment is trying to set up my dog training business and getting clients and doing that. To train service dogs, and then working part time to sort of help myself with that front of house still.
Of course.
And then also love like acting, voiceover, and singing as well. But that's a little bit on the back burner because when you're setting up your own business,
I'm sure
that takes up a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I've never done it before. So there's a lot of things, especially working with vulnerable people. Because I was training to be a clinical psychologist at one point, and I.
This is what I mean. You have
didn't
done a
like
bit
it.
of everything.
Yeah. I was doing that for a bit, and realised very quickly that after a few years of trying to get into that it wasn't actually for me.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to do something that helped people.
Of course.
So yeah.
Our next question, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, comes from Cathal Keane, but I'm very sorry if it's Cathal. Cathal. I presume this is an Irish or Scottish name, and I'm just butchering it, as I probably would always do as an Englishman. But they ask, what is the most aggressive customer each of you have seen, and have they ever thrown hands? Now, you very recently spoke about an experience that answers this.
Yeah.
But if you want to give a very brief
this
summary
is the thing,
of that.
whether or not that comes out on the previous episode.
Sure.
Basically, in my literally a couple of weeks ago, end of October, I had a customer that didn't follow procedure at work. I work at an immersive theatre, front of house, immersive theatre place.
Yes.
Very popular, but it's also quite regimented, as in you have to check people in, and people don't always understand that when they come into immersive theatre, it isn't just sit watch, and it's also not just a themed bar. Like if you want to participate and get involved, that's fine, but there's a way in which we have to go about doing that.
Yeah.
And they didn't follow that, and the way they'd booked in meant that they couldn't play with their friends because they'd all booked under separate bookings, which meant they were part of separate experiences within this one experience.
Yeah.
And we tried to fit them in together, but we couldn't get them all together because they were fully booked, and they tried to sneak their friends in anyway, and it ended up messing with our system, and so we had to make a correction and move them, and they wouldn't move, and I got screamed at and sworn at, and had to ask him not to touch me twice, had to ask him to stop being aggressive. And eventually I just said, if you continue being this aggressive I'm going to call security and you won't be able to play. I said that a couple of times. He just carried on. And the last straw was when I said, look, it's a thing with the system. And when he turned around and went, we need to sort out your fucking system, like right at me. So when I went, okay, security, and he had to be thrown out.
He was off.
And he was out. Didn't throw hands though.
No, but it sounded like he was fucking close.
One time when I was working at a restaurant, a woman was with her friends and I was trying to take payment and she didn't like the fact that where I was stood taking payment. And so she just grabbed me and pulled me out of the way so that she could get past. And when I made a complaint, the managers didn't take it seriously because it was their mate and because she was a woman.
Oh, that's so shit.
Yeah.
God.
So that was fun.
I can't think of a particularly aggressive customer I've had. Like, most of mine, the aggression comes in the form of, like, elderly, built-up rage, as is the subject of so many of my videos and things. It's the anger comes... I know you described this guy as finger-pointing, but I think this is very different. This is, like, old ladies with very bony, thin fingers.
Oh, no, this guy was proper, like, there.
Yeah. So I've never had anyone throw hands. There was a guy who was weirdly... like smashed. We found a bottle of vodka in the screen and he was like slurring his words and he asked for a coffee to sober himself up and he spilled it all over his own hand, and then we tried to escort him out and he was crawling along the floor and going up to randomers and being like, I'm so sorry. And then we tried to take him out the building and he put his arm around me and an arm around another colleague and he was like dangling his legs in between like a kid while they were trying to like take him down the stairs. And I think at one point he swung for one of the managers, but I don't even think he knew where he was and what was going on. So that's the only time I've seen someone sort of borderline throw hands. Otherwise, the aggression is just so much passive aggression.
Oh, gosh, so much passive aggression.
Which doesn't really answer that question, but you definitely have an answer for that.
Yeah, I did recently.
Our next one comes from ags_8 on Instagram, who said, what would you guys consider to be the first steps in getting into comedy? Is it all starting with material, for example? So, Phoebe, I'll throw that over to you.
Yeah. So what is it about? It's about finding out your niche, who you are, what you find funny, and what you feel other people will find funny. Being yourself, and then just, writing. Just free writing. And then getting that out there. Whatever way you can get that out there. Maybe on a video. Or maybe you could, just go to the pubs and clubs, like wherever. You could try like those comedy nights that people put on to introduce new artists. There's a really great one in Greenwich called Pints and Punchlines. Like, get yourself a set on there and just practice. Do the rounds, get your rep up, see what works, see what doesn't. And just hope people like you.
Cool. Obviously, that's who you sent that question in for. So thank you, Phoebe.
I know fuck all.
Do you know what, though?
Anything about... I'm not a comedian.
That was a surprisingly accurate and sort of detailed answer, but the bulk of it is, do you find it funny? Yeah, give it a go. You do have to differentiate. This is a genuine bit of advice between what is funny with you and your mates and what might actually play to an audience. Because I've seen people at like open mic nights, when I've been at the same place that they've been at, and I've been like, oh God, is this going to be funny? Is that going to be funny? And they get on stage, and for them, it's like, so my mate John, right? John's a madman. John's always doing this, and then it's like, we don't know who John is, and you're not setting the scene. If you format it in a joke and you give enough context, great, cool. But yeah, that's the difference. But like you say, if you find it funny, give it a go. Just do open mic nights. Put yourself out there. Don't do what I did. My first proper bit of stand-up was at a gong night. When the audience can card you off. And I didn't know what that was. And I didn't get carded off, thankfully. One guy did make someone else put a card up because they did a joke about Piers Morgan, and he obviously wants Piers Morgan to shag him, so he was like livid that I dared to mock this man who's a multimillionaire.
Yeah, but even if you like Piers Morgan, you've got to be able to have the piss taken out of him a little bit. Yeah.
So just give it a go. Yeah, you actually hit the nail on the head.
Did I?
Yeah. So
I think I watch a lot of comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I watch a lot of podcasts with comedians.
Sure.
So that was me doing a bit about what they would say.
I mean,
I know that there's like a lot of like OG comedians that bitch a little bit about people who start off doing comedy on Instagram.
Yeah, I think...
before going, and then they don't do like you've done, which is you've done so many live nights.
Yeah.
Loads, and you've built that up and built that up and built that up. But like they go from not doing any of the like rounds in the clubs, and they just start online, build a following, and then go straight into doing a full set. I know so many people that complain about the fact that it just doesn't translate.
No, that's a good point, because I was ready to actually disagree with you for a second there with those comedians, because I thought you were going to say people who don't do the stand-up and just do it online, and that's kind of all they do, is what I thought these comedians were
No.
Because I was going to be like, for some people, they just want to do the influencing.
And that's fine, yeah, no.
Great, cool.
That's I'm not shitting on what anyone. I'm just saying that I know that there's, when I've listened to comedy podcasts.
No, you are right.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but I have seen people who do what I do online, take it on stage and just duplicate their material as if they were recording a video, and it doesn't translate, because I approach every live gig like the audience has no fucking idea who I am, and I just do stand up and try and like win people over. So again, advice for people: if you've got a bit of a following online, don't assume people in person will find you funny, and vice versa as well. Maybe like if you do stuff as stand up, don't assume everyone's gonna find you really funny online. Like put the work into both as like separate disciplines, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's our comedy corner.
There you go.
Next question. This is anonymous.
Yep.
What A levels did you study, and would you change them if you did it again?
I did psychology, drama and theatre studies, English literature, and then I did German to AS level.
Wow.
Das
ist gut.
Das ist gut. Das war nicht gut.
Yeah.
I hated my German teacher at A level. I loved my German teacher at GCSE. I hated my German teacher at A level. She also didn't like me, and also because so few people took German A level, they scheduled the German classes after school. What? And I couldn't always make them because I had to get the bus home, otherwise I wasn't getting a lift home.
That's crazy.
So,
that doesn't feel like that should be allowed.
Yeah, so I would miss a lot of the lessons and then get shit for it.
That's an after school
and
club.
It was exactly, and I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't very good, and it was I didn't do well in it at AS level.
Sure.
I think if I'd had a better teacher, and I think if I'd had a teacher that knew me better, because my drama and English teacher were the same person who was my favourite teacher. Shout out to Mr. Abbott, fucking legend. We love you. I loved him to death, and he just seemed to get me.
Yeah.
And so he knew a way of, like, if I was being a bit chatty or whatever, just seemed to have a way of bringing me back, and center me a little bit. I loved doing drama and theatre studies. I loved doing psychology. Wouldn't change those.
Yeah.
Would I have liked to have taken German to the next level? Yeah, I think I would have liked to, but not in. I didn't have the capacity for it either. Like doing it, I think I could have. I think because it's a language I've always wanted to be fluent in, and I'm nowhere near. That I think I could have made the most of that a bit more. English literature, I fucking didn't. I underestimated how much of that would be poetry.
Sure.
And I am not very good at poetry. I thought it would be more novel reading.
Yeah.
Turns out my attention span for novel reading is very good. The thing I loved about English literature was the bit about playwriting. Well, for one of them, I got to write a play, and that was my best assignment that I did. And that was the main reason why I took it. Would I change it? I don't know. Maybe I'd have done history.
Yeah.
Because I'd have liked to have learned more about history. Or I would have, because I did music tech at school, maybe I would have done more music tech. Something a bit more practical.
Sure.
But then drama was quite practical, but something that like complemented drama. What about you?
Well, I did drama and theatre studies, which was my favourite. Shout out Dave Coggins and James Layton, who were our tutors, and genuinely, I reckon the best teachers I had at any stage of my education. Just really great, and like we had such like our group, because I had a lot of mates from that class, and them had so much like back and forth, and it made every lesson fun. And when we all got our A levels, we all went to the pub, and they all came with us. And we just had a big catch up, and they were great. They were genuinely really, really great. I did English language.
Oh yeah.
Because I was going to do literature, but then I realised a lot of it was just studying like books and things. So in English language, you got to write a lot of your own original stories, but also the thing that I didn't realise I would enjoy so much is like English language development, like child language development and how language has developed over the years. Fascinating.
I think I'd have preferred that, actually.
I did media studies, which is probably the thing I would have changed because it was between that and film studies, and I really wanted to get into both film and TV and other things like radio, and so much of it was like, watch a full season of Sex and the City and we're going to make notes. Watch, I don't know, I'm trying to think what some of the films were. Actually, we watched the Sex and the City films as well. So much of my A-level media studies was watching Sex and the City. Yeah.
Dream for some people. I've never seen it. So
little add-on. For me, genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever seen happen in real time.
Yeah.
Our teacher, Lynn, was she had a very, very loud voice.
Yeah.
And she always came in with this big IKEA bag. And she sat down and she was taking the register and she was just doing it without saying words because she knew us all by that point. And she just, on her laptop, she just went... If never said anything else.
What?
She just said if.
Do you want to know? I thought of this as when you listed the fact that you had 2 teachers. I had 2 teachers for drama and theatre studies.
Oh yeah.
And I blocked one of them out because one of them, and this is publicised, so there are articles about this. One of them dated a convicted paedophile. Moved him into her house.
No.
Which was round the corner from where she worked.
Humongous conflict of interest.
As a teacher.
Yeah.
And I found this out because she reached out to an old schoolmate of mine asking him to write a reference to say that she was a good person, basically, and not a paedophile. It's like, she also knew.
Yeah.
And she's...
Convicted as well,
No. He'd been to prison.
Fucking hell. And then I did AS history and then dropped that. But I probably would have maybe carried on with that or switched media studies to film studies. Your biggest regret is obviously having an association with this teacher who was in a relationship with a nonce.
She wasn't when she was my teacher.
Oh, okay.
It was many, many years later.
Okay,
when she was working at a different school.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible stuff. Okay, if you had to be a dickhead manager for the day, what would you do?
Oh, I wouldn't let anyone stand around. Like, I'd make them clean every little thing, even
that
if it was clean.
Dickhead manager
yeah,
behavior,
it'd be like, oh no, you can't have a rest. You have to keep cleaning. I would also, I would like make sure that they couldn't talk to each other. When they were stood in certain sections, everyone had to keep stood in separate sections.
This is how it begins.
They had to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do?
I'd probably just get someone sacked.
Yeah.
Someone who's had it come in.
Yeah.
Even if it's not for work purposes, if I just didn't like them, you're out.
I'd also talk to them like they were a child.
Yeah. Oh, again, peak dick.
And I wouldn't address anything I wasn't.
Okay. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. And I wouldn't, any issues that I had, I wouldn't address them directly. I would say something super passive aggressive.
Yeah, like a politician.
And then smile. Yeah, like a politician.
Yeah. This is the question I've been the most excited to answer from... Oh no, I'm skipping ahead actually. Sorry to...
You can skip ahead.
All right. This is the question I've been the most excited to answer. Corinne Walker asks, do you have a favourite dinosaur? And if so, why?
I do. I like, what is it, a Brachiosaurus Rex? The one with the long neck. Not a Rex.
A
Bronchosaurus.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus, what the fuck am I talking about?
And you added Rex on the
end
of it
added Rex, because I was thinking
of... a Brontosaurus.
A Brontosaurus. Yeah. I like those. Makes me very sad when they die in Jurassic Park, spoiler alert. That or the one with all the spikes sticking out of the head.
The Triceratops.
Triceratops.
Good answers. Oh, and by the way, for anyone watching this who'll go, technically they're from the Mesoblacic period and they're not a dinosaur, they're a hebrador. Fuck off. Right? We're just talking about...
Are there those people?
Like,
are there those people exist?
Oh, big time. If it's in Jurassic Park,
then
we're counting it, right?
Okay.
For me, Quetzalcoatlus.
What the fuck is that?
Look it up. It was like a pterodactyl, the biggest... flying thing that's ever existed. It's like a
What's
big
it called?
Quetzalcoatlus, TZ, and then it's hopefully should come up. Don't know how to spell the whole thing. There it is. It's the size of a giraffe. It's like bigger than a giraffe.
Oh, fuck me.
Look at that shit. How fucking cool is that?
That is...
I mean, either that or like a
weird as
megalodon.
fuck.
Maybe I just like the really fucking big ones, but look at the size. Look at the size of the fucking bastard.
Oh my God, it's
humongous.
huge.
If you can get a scale picture of it next to a man, imagine that,
it's
just
like a
flying
dragon.
around the park.
Like a really ugly bird dragon.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. I love you, ugly bird
I wish
dragon.
dragons existed. I fucking love dragons.
All right, next question. Leo Cranch, what's both of your best and worst jobs? So in a way, we have done a top and bottom.
Yeah.
I'm going to just stick to customer service. I'm going to go outside of comedy and things because obviously it would be that compared to fucking serving the public. Best job, I worked in a little outlet store, like franchise shop for Christie, which is an expensive like towels and bedding brand. They make the towels for Wimbledon. The manager there was a woman called Anna. She was lovely. Me and her effectively sort of ran the store with like 2 or 3 other people. It was dead. You never had anybody in. It was just good chat on shift. It was so peaceful. The worst one, probably Pets at Home. Because you have to shovel so much animal shit and learn so much animal science. And I thought I was just going to be petting and selling rabbits and rabbit food. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd actually think I'd enjoy Pets at Home.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you would, but
well, I used
just
to
wasn't built for the
when I
whole...
used to work with elephants.
Oh, here we go.
It was volunteering though, so I don't. But it was still like a job.
Yeah,
it was a day-to-day volunteering job.
You did it for a while, as well, didn't you?
Yeah, about 3 months in total. Like, we used to have to pick up their shits. I've got a picture of me. I might put it in of me holding turds that's big. It's the size of my head or bigger. Yeah. And one of the things we had to do is we used to have to watch different elephants get poo. Yeah. And then as soon as they poo, get their fresh poo first thing in the morning, get our hands in it, obviously gloved, pick out a section, weigh the exact section, because then it would get freeze-dried, smashed up, and then we'd have to then go in with a pedestal, get the freeze-dried poo, smash it up into dust, put it in little bags, and it'd go off for testing in a lab. You would though. Like there was times I would literally get poo dust in my eyes.
On purpose.
No, or you'd like...
You got the best fucking high.
You'd wear like masks. You'd wear masks, but now and then it would just get on you. Wow,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that your best or worst?
You know what? This thing is, I was thinking, one of my worst jobs was I worked as a waiter for 3 days because I quit after 3 days.
Yeah.
There's a Wizarding World sort of Harry Potter thing behind Cursed Child.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a novelty. They also have like a cocktail thing, and they do like afternoon tea and things like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I spent 3 days being a waiter for that, and that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I just left after 3 days.
Yeah,
I remember imagine. Like I was just it was the fact that you had to carry these massive trays of crockery and cutlery down some rickety old steps that was so narrow and stuff, and then you had no space to go anywhere. It was during COVID. The health and safety COVID regulations were shocking.
And then you had to police the bathroom.
Yeah,
it was check
awful.
Yeah.
It was just awful, and it wasn't an official Harry Potter place either. But it wasn't,
really?
Not
unlicensed?
officially, so it's just unlicensed
wizarding
place that was obviously Harry Potter. That was one of the worst. The best was working with the elephants and the day-to-day, collecting the data and everything. Yeah. But because I wasn't paid for it, I paid to do it. I don't know if it was like a job. But I would say... I was working. It was amazing.
I'll class it.
Thanks. I would say one of the best and worst jobs I've had was working at the London Dungeons, just in one. Collectively, best and worst.
Well, I think for me, that's the cinema.
Yeah.
Maybe there's recency bias for us both.
Yeah, maybe recency bias there.
Collective, both best and worst in one package is probably that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, there you go.
Given that this for me.
Oh, is it for you?
Given that your content, well, this bit is anyway, I assume, resonates to the fullest extent with people in other countries about the customer service stuff, I find that implies that regardless of different cultures, there remain situations and customer attitudes that seem inherent to customer service. Why do you think that might be? So, like, why do you think customers are bastards across the world? Why do you think that's so unanimous?
Human nature.
I was going to say, but this is actually a question for you in your psychology degree now.
I think that, you know what? I think that People picture an experience in their head of what they want, and then they hope that it's going to be exactly like the experience in their head. And for some people, that's more important than other people.
When people are called out for bad behaviour or for doing something wrong, 9 times out of 10, people can't own up to it. They get angry.
Yeah.
So then when you have customers who come in and they are entitled and behave poorly, and you call them out, or you go, we're not doing that, that triggers that response. But I'm right. For me, it all comes down to whoever fucking popularised the phrase, the customer is always right.
Can fuck off.
Because you know the full quote?
No.
The customer is always right. No, it's not. The full quote is, the customer is always right in matters of taste.
Right.
So what obviously that refers to is, if they pick it out and they want it, don't put them off. Because you don't like it. Encourage them and sell it.
Yeah.
But that's got halved and distorted, and then people will come in and demand the most abhorrent shit.
Yeah.
And you'll go, no. And they go, the customer is always right.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it, I think it's universal, because whenever it's selling stuff, promoting stuff, getting stuff, you've got people coming in going, well, I've got an idea of what I want this to be, and if you don't match that, fuck you. And then you've got people running it being like, we've got a way we want this to be.
This is what we want to sell, and if you don't like that, fuck you.
And it can take the human out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
God.
I know, that was a bit deep.
Final question. That was from Danyan. Well. I don't know if I read that on Instagram. And then our last question, there's another anonymous one here. Where do you want to take the podcast? What are your plans moving forward?
To Mars.
We're going to do this. We're going to be the first podcast broadcasting from Mars.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Tesla. That's too far, as we've discussed. We want just complete and total domination of the podcast game. We want
to be the best podcast on the internet. Yeah.
No, I think we just want, we want to kind of, at the minute, we're just doing this for fun, aren't we? This is just
honestly, at the minute, it's self-produced, self-funded, just self-actualized in every way. And we enjoy it and we do it for fun. I mean, the dream would be that we could earn money from it, just as a job. As something that we can do and earn a bit of money from, and just keep doing it. We enjoy the interaction with you guys. We find it quite cathartic.
Yeah.
And it's
nice to hear that other people do as well.
Yeah, exactly. But we just enjoy doing it. We always talk about these things as mates. We always did, and then we were like, oh, why don't we? It might be, and we thought it could be quite relatable and fun. Yeah. We enjoy doing it. The ideal,
that's the biggest part, isn't it?
The ideal for me would be, we have a set with big comfy armchairs, we read out people's stories, they send them in, we get guests come in, and it just be a out there podcast that we can then earn a bit of money off doing, so that we can keep it going. And
in an ideal world as well, we can do live shows, and we could
do live shows.
Get to see you guys field your horrible stories in person.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
We could people that we bring on, we could help them promote things as well. Just have it as a functioning podcast.
Yeah, I think
that would be the dream.
It's a very just straightforward answer for us, I guess. But we just want to keep going.
We just want to keep going with it. Obviously at the moment, at the moment, we'd love it to be a weekly thing as well. But at the moment, it's bi-weekly, because that's all we can afford to do in terms of managing it around our other jobs. We'd love it to be a weekly thing that we earn a wage from.
Yeah.
So that we can keep it going, becomes part of our lives and jobs. That would be the dream. And
that's
we can
the goal.
Build on that, keep doing it. Because everyone works in customer stories and everyone's got stories.
Yeah, it's a never ending
Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
What a lovely little Q&A.
We'll probably do another one of these a little further down the line. To send more questions in if you want us to ask them. But other than that, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas again. Happy New Year. Enjoy the festive season.
Cheers.
Yeah.